Hey everybody, today we're going to take a look at the Deluxe Russian Big Muff, so let's get right to it. Alright, so you just got done listening to it in a band mix context. So now I thought we'd talk a little bit about some of its features. They made this to, according to the website, that the Civil War and the Green Russian and the Green Russian reissue are all the same circuit, and this is supposedly the same circuit as that, with a bunch of extra features thrown in. Don't know if I believe that, because I used to have the reissue. I never had the Green Russian or the Civil War, but I feel like this is a little bit different, but they say it's the same. Who knows? Anyway, if you know the difference between the Civil War, this, and the reissue, let me know in the comments below. As for the extra features on this, you get a wicker toggle switch. You also have a frequency knob, so you can choose which frequency you can sweep through, and then you can either accent or take away those mids. And there's a high Q and a low Q, so you can make it like a narrow Q or a wider Q, so you can take more frequency in that range out, or you can take out less. What I like about that is when you're dying through the sweep, you might find something in the tone that you don't like, so you can actually go back below, because if you can see, middle is that's neutral, so you can either cut or boost that mid frequency that you have chosen. There's also a noise gate built in, and it works really well, surprisingly, because I've got an NS2 on my board that goes before this, and it doesn't cut out all of the noise, the interference in my room, things like that. But when I kick this one on, it really quietens it down even more. It needs a better, a smoother opening and closing, I would say, but it cuts noise really well. And then for bass players, and we're going to get to some sound samples here in a little bit. We're going to do it through the electro harmonix, and then we're going to boost the orange. So you can do this with a bass, or like we're going to do with the orange. There's a blend knob, so you can blend in your dry signal and your distorted signal. So you bass players, do that. I'm going to do it with the orange on a dirty channel, but blend in a little bit of the Muff flavor to make the distortion a little bit more unruly, a little bit more fuzzy, but still have definition and clarity. And then we have the simple standard Muff controls. Volume, tone, and sustain. Other cool feature, right there. You have an input, output, and an expression right here. So you can kind of like, the mids, you can kind of rock it in almost like a wah. So this pedal is very, very well featured, packed with a lot of things that you may not realize when you're just looking at it in a catalog or on a website or something, but you can really do a lot with this pedal. So that's basically all the features. Let's just dive into some sounds now. This is the MiG 50 set fairly clean. Go ahead and put all the knobs except for the blend at noon. Kick the pedal on. We're going to turn the wicker off. I think I prefer the wicker off. It's more of that muff flavor. Alright, so you hear that noise with the gate. Right about there, it kills it. We're going to go ahead and check out the mid function. The level knob has a tiny detent, so you can feel where neutral is. And we're going to filter through and see if we can figure out what frequency we like or don't like. Alright, so I feel like that frequency is a little too muffled, so we'll take it out. Alright, so let's turn off the mid. This fucking pedal sound. And now we're going to check it out through the orange. Alright, so now we have the orange fired up and ready to go. So do a quick sound sample of just the orange. Got the gain around 2 o'clock. ahead and turn on the muff. We've got the mids on, we've got the wicker on. We have the same settings we had on when we finished up the MiG-50. Now, let's back the blend off a little bit. You see that? It's quiet. I have my NS2 on. I have the gate inside the pedal on. My volume knob's turned up. Quiet. This pedal is killer. Like, the blend is about halfway. So you're retaining some of that clarity, but you also get some of that sponginess. So I'm going to chug on an E and turn the pedal off and on. You can see the difference, hopefully. So you could tell it gave it a little bit more sustain, a little bit more sponginess, but you kept your amp tone intact. Turn the mids off. Let's turn the wicker off. Turn the mids back on. Wicker back on. Let's take the high Q to a low Q on those mids. The last thing I want to try, I'm kicking on a DM2, Wazacraft DM2 delay. See if we can hear, like, if we're going to use this as a lead sound with the big muff and the DM2. And I kick to just the amp. Okay, so that has been the Sovtek Russian Deluxe Big Muff, and the two questions I wanted to answer in this video were, does it sound good, and is it versatile enough to work with different rigs? And if you like this video, if you could, go ahead and hit the like, and I'd appreciate that. And I feel like it is. I feel like this is a versatile big muff. I mean, we used it through the MiG-50. You could use this as a core tone, your main distortion, kick on the mids for your lead boost, and be just fine. And you could bring those mids in and out with the expression pedal. So, yeah, I mean, as far as that goes, a one-channel amp, big muff, you're good to go. I would love to have seen them add in a a effects loop into this, because something like the MiG-50 doesn't have an effects loop, and that would be a killer addition to something like this. So EHX, if you happen to come across this video, probably not, but damn, I would love to see one. And then we tried it through the orange. We used the orange as our core tone, our basic a rhythm tone in the orange. Then we kick this on, and we could use this as a lead boost or a dirtier distortion, like so you want to kick in, you know, for a chorus or something, and you want it more filthier, more dirtier, kick this on. And then you could use that mid switch when you get to the lead sections, kick it on. You could do so many things with this pedal. It's very versatile. I've had a couple different muffs in the past. I've done videos on it. I would say it definitely is in the ballpark of the Green Russians. So if you like that Green Russian flavor, maybe consider this, because you can get these, I think, 100, 110 bucks on the used market. Definitely worth it. And it just looks killer. So yeah, this has been the Deluxe, Sovtek Deluxe Big Muff. And I'll see you guys in the next video.